POWs doing that?
No, I don't know.
Okay. Alright. Now, going back to Burma, did you ever recall having contact with... My camera is misbehaving, unfortunately, but we'll have to press on. Do you remember having any contact with any of the HMAS Perth POWs?
Yes, we met some who came on to join the workforce.
Yeah.
And
they
told us what had happened. And
yeah.
we were a bit sad on that.
Well, they arrived up there after you, didn't they?
Yes.
And do you remember whether they were, I mean, no one was well off with clothing, but weren't they worse off because they'd lost most of their clothing when they'd been in the water? And
Well, we weren't well off either, but
no.
there was the Japanese, sometime in the camp up there, they provided new clothing.
Yes.
Where it was really needed. Like only shorts and shirts perhaps, or perhaps not the shirts, shorts.
Yes. I'll just stop this for a second. Well, thank you for that little break. But you'd arrived at Tamarkan camp. Where did you go? Where did the Japs send you after Tamarkan? When did you go up to that camp at 203 kilos, Limson Wood Camp?
It was a wood, a couple of camps cutting wood, especially
yes.
for them.
For the trains.
For the trains.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I went up on a different one. I wasn't cutting wood then. It was. Worker on the embankment probably still. No, I don't know.
No. Okay, Murray Ewan says that you were up at this Limson camp, and that the other people who were up there with you were one of the people was Gordon Ort.
Yeah.
So do you remember having Gordon with you in a camp up there?
I just remember that, yes.
Now, I imagine that the Japs took you up by train. And then made you march up to the camp, which was some distance from the railway line. Was there a little spur line so that you could have the timber brought down to the main railway line?
It was I wasn't in a timber camp.
No.
I don't know what they did
no.
for it.
Okay. Now, then you must have gone back down to the area of either Tamarkan or Kanchanaburi, or there was a camp called Tamwan, but you ended up over at Kachu Mountain Camp, didn't you?
Yes.
Now, how many months before the end of the war would you have gone to Kachu?
I don't remember that.
Were you working? I understand that you may have been working on an airfield there, is that right?
Well, some of the boys were working on an airfield.
Yes.
Down, I don't know whether they were south of us or not, it was an airfield that the Japs used.
Yes.
Afterwards.
So were you there at the end of the war?
No, I was. I must have been in camp somewhere. I've been through the 203 and up to the. What did you say the name of?
Well, the Limson Wood Camp is 203 camp.
Yeah.
Because it's from 203 you walked into the jungle about 800 metres to the campsite. So Murray Ewan says, and I think he's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
But then I said, I shifted your direction from there, where you're halfway up the Burma-Thailand railway, to being almost down on the Singapore-Bangkok railway line at Kachu Mountain Camp. And that's where I know Danny Bevis was, and I suspect, well, Claude wasn't there, he was at somewhere else.
Yes.
But do you remember Danny Bevis being in that camp?
Don't remember in particular.
No. Do you remember the day that you found out that the war was over?
Yes. It was a couple of days after it was over.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how did you find out? How did the word get around?
Japs word came through the Japs.
Yes.
Just casually.
And was there any noticeable change of attitude?
Very great change.
Yes.
Yeah. And,
so let's say within a week of the 15th of August, and yet within a month you've gone back up with the Graves Commission to do work.
Yeah.
Now, did you volunteer to go and do that job?
Yeah.
I mean, you volunteered to go on A-Force and you volunteered to do this. What prompted you to volunteer? Was there something motivated you to?
No particular thing, but I don't know if it was Les Cady came along and said it was on, such a thing, or whether it was another chap, and I can't remember whose name he was. And he said, how'd you like to go back to
up the line,
back up the line. Don't know quite what it was for, but I volunteered.
Yes.
Something to do.
So there was a team of about 13 of you, including a few officers and a chaplain, and
it would be including the officers that many.
And you and Les Cody being the only 2nd, 4th machine gunners on it.
No, there were another one or two. The ranks don't sound silly here or rubbish, but they were lower than mine. I was sergeant,
yes,
and Les Cody was a staff sergeant.
Yes,
and there were a couple of men below that went with us.
Yes.
Plus the officers.
So the train. Well, did you understand that you were going to go right through to the northern end of the line, and you were going to search for the cemeteries and try and identify the graves?
Yes, yes, that's right. That was the motive.
Yeah. So, what sort of transport did you have to go and do this job?
We could have a train back.
Yes. So you had
up to the top end.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you had one steam train.
Yes.
And did you have a diesel?
We had a diesel as well.
Convertible truck.
Yeah. Well, it was my job to stay with the steam train.
Yes.
And the lighter train was for the officers and those doing survey work.
Yes.
Picking up messages and working out where the men had gone.
Yes.
Or pick up the records.
Yes.